We are driven by the reality that some things our predecessors committed to in boom times are not sustainable now. We have delivered major tax relief to low and middle income earners because we are guided by the belief that the tax system best rewards hard work. Our reform efforts are focused on a better balance between tax and transfer payments. Mr Speaker, budgets are about priorities, and economic leadership is about making tough decisions, no matter what the political cost might be. Take the pensions commitment. We gave it in good faith. It's a commitment at the core of Labor values, and we meant it. And having made that commitment, the onus was on us to find room elsewhere in the budget to pay for it. We couldn't raise the pension without hard choices elsewhere. That's why tonight I'm also announcing some major structural savings to support the longer-term sustainability of our pension system and the budget more broadly. Central to this has been a review of the qualifying age for the age pension, which will be progressively increased to 67 years by 2023, reflecting increases in life expectancy and consistent with international trends.
Order. 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 Those on my left.
Mr Speaker, the rate at which the pension is withdrawn with private income will be increased from 50 cents to 50 cents in the dollar, but a more generous work bonus will be introduced for the first $500 of fortnightly employment income, providing extra assistance to those who work. All existing pensioners will have their payments maintained in real terms, and all singles and couples will receive an increase of at least $10.14 per week. The government will reduce the generosity of some superannuation concessions with those with greater private wealth. The cap on concessional super contributions will be lowered, and the matching rate of the superannuation co-contribution will be reduced temporarily. Mr Speaker, spending on the private health insurance rebate is growing unsustainably and disproportionately favours those on higher incomes. From the 1st of July 2010, the private health insurance rebate will be reduced for higher income earners. The Medicare levy surcharge will also be increased to maintain the incentive for those able to pay for private health insurance to continue to do so. Treasury modelling shows that under these reforms, private health insurance coverage will remain at more than 99% of its current levels. Mr Speaker, for higher income earners, the income thresholds for some payments made to families will be maintained at their current levels for a further 3 years. The government is also changing family payments to index the Family Tax Benefit Part A to the Consumer Price Index only. This change will maintain the real value of future payments, but they will not grow by as much as they otherwise would. Families affected by this measure will be among the main beneficiaries of other initiatives introduced by this government, including the doubling of the low-income tax offset, the education tax refund, the teen dental health plan and paid parental leave. We are also improving tax system integrity to crack down on loopholes exploited by a small number of high-income earners. Mr Speaker, the savings decisions we have taken will allow us to offset fully our new spending in the final year of the Ford estimates and ensure fiscal sustainability for the longer term. They will put us on the path to surplus by 2015-16 and ensure that Australia's public finances remain among the strongest in the world. This budget also enhances the broader longer-term productive capacity of the economy, building a stronger revenue base for future generations. Before the 2010 budget, we will produce the next intergenerational report to provide for an updated assessment of our demographic challenges and sustainability of policies. Now, Mr Speaker, I know some will be unhappy with the hard choices we've taken in this budget, especially those we've asked to contribute more because they can afford to do so. But, Mr Speaker, I'm confident that most Australians will understand that the choices we have made are necessary and they are responsible. They are the only way to ensure the budget remains on a sustainable footing and the national balance sheet remains strong. They are the only way to ensure we can responsibly fund our priorities and our commitments to pensioners, and they are right for the circumstances we face together as a nation. Mr Speaker, not since the Great Depression has Australia confronted a more difficult set of global economic conditions. We've always been upfront and honest with the Australian people about the reality of this global recession and the magnitude of the challenge. But it's also true that the economy will recover strongly and that Australia will be as well placed as any nation to grasp the opportunities presented by the recovery. Tonight, we stand with the Australian people to say we refuse to be overwhelmed by the brutal force of this global recession. We will support jobs today by building the infrastructure we need for tomorrow. This budget builds on a comprehensive strategy that has done so much to ensure we remain better placed than other nations. Nation building for the recovery has become Australia's central task. The central task of this government is nation building for recovery. The central task of this budget is nation building for recovery. Mr Speaker, these are truly momentous challenges for our nation. But by steeling ourselves, by pulling together as we always do when we are tested, we will emerge from this global recession stronger and more prosperous than ever before. I commend the bill to the House.
Order. Order. The debate must now be adjourned.